What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a mindset shift that can lead to a huge boost in your confidence. Now, this works in any environment where you've got to perform, whether it's a social interaction, whether it's the gym, whether it's, for me, it's surfing. Anytime you've got to be at your best, and it's all about what I call edge moments. So edge moments are when you're at the edge of your capabilities. It's that moment when you're running and that little voice in your head is saying, I got to take a break right now. It's when you're at the gym and you're putting that weight up and your body is saying, I got to stop, I can't do another one. It's when I'm surfing and a wave is coming and I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna be crushed by this thing. Should I go for it? It's when you're out at the bar, you're talking to a girl, or maybe you're not even talking to her yet. You just see her from across the room and you're thinking to yourself, should I even go talk to her? Or maybe you're talking to her and maybe it's going really well and you're in your head and you're at your edge and you're asking yourself, should I go for the kiss? You're at the edge of your capabilities. And not just at the edge of your capabilities, you're at the edge of your comfort zone. Now in these moments, we lose consciousness. Our bodies go on autopilot and there's a bit of a gap in your brain. We're required to perform faster than conscious thought. We're incapable or we're afraid. Our bodies are in fight or flight mode. Now there's a science behind this. In times of high stress, your high order mental skills, they just shut down. Your social skills, they shut down. And all you're left with is your instincts. And this is great if you develop the right instincts, but that comes with practice and awareness. Now, if you don't have the right instincts, your body secretes cortisol. This is the stress hormone, and it counteracts the influence of testosterone that's already going through your body. And what this means is that absent the right instincts, your thoughts are driven by the balance of hormones in your body. And I don't need to tell you, or maybe I do, that your thoughts under cortisol are a lot different and a lot less powerful than your thoughts under testosterone. So when you're in these gap moments, you might fill them with a negative thought or an avoidance pattern. That's the resistance, that voice in your head that says no, or don't do this, or hold back, or I just need another drink, or don't go after this, or you're gonna get hurt. So when you face harm or rejection, this is what is happening. Your higher order brain is shutting down. Your hormones are working against you. Your body's taking over. It's afraid. It's saying no, and it's holding you back from being your best self. So how do you deal with this? Well, no matter what you're trying to get better at, whether it's surfing, whether it's getting better with women, whether it's racing or going to the gym or what have you, first of all, you have to be prepared for rejection, failure, and getting crushed. You simply don't get better at things unless you put in the work. When I was getting better with women, I held off and held back for so many years on approaching women at the bar, on trying to talk to them, on trying to escalate. I've learned my lessons since then, and in other endeavors that I've pursued in my life, surfing is a great example. I go into the waves and I know I'm gonna get crushed. I know I'm gonna get tossed around. I know I'm gonna get hurt. And that's something that I accept. And no matter what you wanna get better at, especially if you're here trying to get better with women, you've got to be prepared for rejection, for failure, for pain, and to get crushed. That's okay, because confidence and competence come when you put in the work. You can't fake that with money. You can't fake that with style. You can't fake that by balling out of control at a table in Vegas. The only way that you get better is if you challenge yourself, put yourself in situations where you can fail, accept that failure might happen, and do what I'm about to tell you next. Now, if you've been successful at one thing, it can be really difficult to put yourself in a situation where you're gonna fail at something else. That's your ego getting in the way. That's your ego telling you, I'm a successful person over here, therefore I should be successful over there. And this is a challenge for some guys who've been successful at something in the past. Maybe they've had success in business like I did when I was younger. I raised a whole bunch of money, I was running the security software company, and I was confident in that area of my life, but I felt deeply lacking and insecure when it came to relationships, when it came to understanding women, when it came to sex, all of that. So I let this ego from over here get in the way of success in this area over here. And I see that happening again and again and again. And ultimately, for a guy to be successful in all areas of life, for him to live his best life, he's got to approach every new endeavor, every new skill, and everything he wants to get better at with that beginner's mindset of, I'm going to go into this, I accept that I'm not very good at it right now, I accept that I might get crushed at it, and I'm gonna embrace that challenge because that's where my confidence comes from. So that's part one. Part two is becoming aware of the gap. What's happening in those moments? Where does your brain shut down? Where do you become overwhelmed? When I'm in the water, is it when the wave is about to crash over me? Is it when it's approaching me? When you're talking to a woman, is it when you're looking her in the eye? Is it before you even look her in the eye? Figure out where your brain is shutting down and where that gap is happening. Because you're conscious over here and you're conscious over here, but right in this place, that's where you've got to shine the flashlight of your consciousness and figure out what is going on. So that's step two. Step three is listen for the resistance. The resistance is that voice in your head that's fucking you up when you're in that gap moment. It's the voice that's saying, no, you can't go further. It's the voice that's saying, you should go get another drink. It's the voice that's saying, you're not good enough for her. Don't approach her. It's the voice that's saying, why would she want to kiss you? She's not into guys like you. You need to look and listen for that resistance in that moment, because that is the thing that is holding you back. That's your hormones talking, that's your fear talking, that's your lack of competence talking, and that's your lack of instinct in this area talking at you. It's not something that has to be a permanent feature of your mental landscape. It's just something that you've been dealing with up to this point in your life, and now is the time to change it. So step 4 is developing the champion. The champion's the voice in your head that pushes past the resistance. It counteracts the resistance. It says no. If you remember that scene in Matrix when all the bullets are coming at Neo, and he looks at them and he stops them and he puts his hand up and he says, no, that's the champion. And you've got to understand that at times, the champion's not gonna be present in that gap moment. At times, you're not ready for the champion to be there yet. This is a voice, this is a muscle. It's something that you have to cultivate. When I was getting better at surfing, I knew I was gonna get crushed, but I went for the waves anyway. And even if I got crushed, the champion came back afterwards. It said, you went for that fucking wave, good job. When I was getting better with women, even if I didn't succeed with a woman, even if my mind was caving in on itself with social anxiety, when I would cross the bar and walk up to a woman and say hello, even if she rejected me, I would come back from it and I would say, good job. You made the move. You did what you needed to do. And over time, as you become more and more comfortable with your champion, as your champion grows, as it grows as a voice to counteract that resistance in that gap moment, that's where you become confident. And that's where that gap starts to disappear. And that's where you go from consciousness to consciousness with consciousness in between. And you're just having fun and you're competent and it's an instinct now. And you're loving it and you're good. And that's where we want to take you. Remember, confidence is not the removal of failure, but the conscious movement through risk. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel now. These videos drop every Tuesday and we've got a whole bunch more amazing stuff for you to help you live the best fucking life you can. Subscribe right now.